Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Nufftingz Speaks with your host, Nufftingz, which once again is me. I am Nufftingz with a Z. So, what to talk about, right? And I know I haven't done any videos in a while. Man, if you check my other channel, there's been a lot of stuff put on there. So, yeah, just been busy. But I know y'all miss this amazing, whatever the hell you want to call it, podcast, whatever. But anyways, let's get to the meat and potatoes, what I'm going to talk about. And you know what I'm going to talk about, because I got to talk about this, because boy, like the internet, man, it's undefeated. So I woke up this morning and it's January 12th. So it's like 1 in the morning. So let's say January 11th, I woke up in the morning, I got up, and before I go to do anything, I go and check and see what's going on the tube, what's going on the internet, all that stuff. Check my social, check my messages, check all that, right? And I'm on X, and I see not messages, sorry, my bad. I see tweets from Pokémon GO players. And I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at this stuff, and it's pretty much the same complaints. And then I got up to, it popped up on my screen, Fleece King. And here's the joke. I don't follow Fleece King, but it pops up because, I used to do a lot of Pokemon Go stuff, so it pops up. Like, I'll see stuff from Pokemon Go players that have, like, no likes, nothing, right? Just new players, whatever, right? And I'm reading it, and it was just like, the catch rates for Kyurem were awful for raid day. Now, one of the things I notice when it comes to people like him, people don't go against what he says or get rude with him. And I always thought that was funny. Like, I'll say something and someone try to mess with me, I tell him to go eat something, you know what I mean? But, he says some stuff and everyone's like, oh, you're so right. And it's like, bro, like, y'all are weird, man. If you don't agree, you don't agree. Don't try to blow him. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you doing that? So, like, I mean, that's probably why he muted me that time in his live, because I asked him a question he didn't want to answer and he muted me. Couldn't mute me in person, but like, who cares, right? Point I'm making here is his complaints were valid, even if he's a punk, right? But his points were valid. I'm going to be real. I'm not really saying he's a punk. I mean, he acts like one online sometimes, and yeah. But my whole thing is, okay, getting away from the fact that, I said he was a punk. I'm not saying he's a punk. Let's move on from that, because I know everyone's going to hit me. Yo, what you know about that guy? Yo, he's doing better than you. And it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, cool, dude. At least I show you guys respect when I respond to your comments, right? Okay. So Homeboy said that he didn't like the catch rate, and he went on, and I'll be honest with you, I read it and then I forgot what he said because I really don't care. But what I am going to say is he's not wrong. And it's one of those things where I don't want to be that old guy, unk status, trying to tell you all what to do. But can I give y'all some advice? Ever since I got terminated from Pogo, I've been happy as a pig rolling in dookie. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, I have had more time to do things that actually matter. And what I mean is, like, I've spent time with my kids more. Like, I was doing it before, but it's like, okay, let me show you what I mean. I stream now, and I'm actually able to stream without having to stop to go for an event. And my son plays video games with me now, right? More than before. Like, what I mean is, we always did that stuff on the weekends, and like during the summer we do it more. But it was more of, I would have to stop. Like, let's say like he comes home from school 4:00, right? He hangs out at school a little bit after. So he sometimes comes home like 4:30, 5. And then, he's got to eat something because he's diabetic. He's going to have a little snack. Then it's like, yo, we got to go for raid hour, or yo, we got to go for spotlight hour, or whatever. And it used to cut into time. Like, let's say we were actually running something, like running a stream, like, or we were like playing some video games together, co-op. All of a sudden now, I got to stop because I got to send gifts, or I got to stop because I got to go out and do raid day or do a meetup or whatever, right? It was one of those things. Like, like remember when you would have those, I know you guys still have them, those early morning, like 6 in the morning, the stuff starts and it ends at like 9 or what, I can't remember the times anymore. I'd be up early and I'd leave and then they would come later on with their mother, that type of thing. But like, I don't got to do that now. So I have more time to actually enjoy my life and actually do things that matter, right? Even video games, I've been playing games I haven't played in years. Like I've been putting up old 360 game playthroughs, well, mostly cinematics, on Nufftingz Entertainment because I'm going through my old games. Like I found so many games that I've had that just, I forgot I even had them because, Pokemon GO took up a lot of time. Also, bro, I'm sitting on some cash, homeboy. Yo, I'm not having to spend serious money on this game. Like, I don't have to spend any money on anything now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sitting on some cash. And I'm like, bro, hold on. Hold on. Because remember, I had to pay for myself. I had to pay for the kids, whatever. And it's like, bruh, I'm actually happy now. Like, I don't have the stress and I don't got to deal with people that are unappreciative of your work when you're trying to do something. But moving on. So back to what I was saying about this whole Kyurem thing. So homeboy says the Kyurem thing was trash, right? All right, cool. Then I saw other people that don't have a voice like homeboy and they're saying the same thing. And they're like, yo, catch rates were abysmal, whatever, abysmal. What the hell's an abysmal? Abysmal. The catch rates were trash, whatever, right? And I was thinking like, yo, hold on. If you stopped, right? And this is just me talking here. And if you're listening, you're listening. If you don't agree, you don't agree. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm saying if you sat there and thought about it, the amount of money a lot of people have put into this game, and I'm not saying everyone's pay to win. I'm saying like, you put a little whatever, right? Your money should be worth it when you're spending it on games, right? So that's the problem with mobile games. It's such a cash cow. You remember when back in the day you could buy a game and the game was completed? Now you got all these games with DLC, whatever, right? But that's just like PC games, console games, whatever, right? But when you have a game like a mobile game, it's constant spending, right? The thing is, other games they force it, but not as much as Pokemon Go forced you to spend money. And like people are going to be like, oh, spend a dime. Okay, cool, whatever. You're the special one. Good for you. There's the golf clap. Okay, whatever. But the people that want something to spend their money on, you're spending it on the wrong thing. I'm going to be real. Like, you're better off going to the bar and getting a drink because they're not even trying to keep you around. And then the other thing that I saw, which was hilarious, like before I get into that, they're not, what I mean by they're not trying, look at how it is when there's an issue. You message them, you get AI responses. You don't even get a human response because they don't care enough about your business to actually have someone talk to you, right? Look at the YouTuber that, what was his name? Trainer Tips or whatever. And he got banned for 7 days or 30 days because of the GPS thing when he was on a plane. He played when he was on a plane or whatever, right? And he had to go through hoops and stuff to get his account back. It's like, but if you're making money for them, shouldn't they be a little more helpful to you? Like, you don't have like a little bit of like an inside person that, talks to the people making your game money. You know what I'm saying? Like people that are part of the community, that are known in the community, they should, get a little bit of a, hey man, like, I mean, I guess I did that with Fleece King when someone hacked his account, right? Makes you wonder if he really did get hacked, but he got his account back. he got the Pokemon that was taken away, whatever. But what I'm saying is, what is the point of playing a game that doesn't respect you back as a consumer? Like, I remember, I always bring this up, like Marvel Strike Force. I remember when I used to play that game years ago, they had little not meetups, but they would have, I guess they had like phone conversations, like where they would talk to the high spenders. Like Scopely would talk to the high spenders and the YouTubers and let them know what's going on. They had it called like the helicarrier. So I can't remember what it was, but it was like a helicarrier or something. But it was more like they let the community know. They let those guys know things early. Now I don't know if Niantic does it now or did it before since Scopely bought them, but if they did that, okay. But like when games are having issues like bugs, usually they're fixed, right? For some reason, this game doesn't fix anything. And now I'm hearing, which is even funnier, that they have a mass issue going on now where people are getting terminated over something. And it could be some GPS thing or whatever. I didn't really look at it as much as I should have, but like I was thinking, like I saw it and I was like, bro, look at that. So these dudes are like crying about this on X and putting pictures like, yo, why'd I get terminated? And then people being meanies that they are will say something like, you were cheating. But these guys are saying they didn't cheat. So let's say they weren't cheating. So if Niantic is accidentally terminating accounts, right? That's a huge problem. And let me tell you why. For me, I can only speak for myself, right? But for me, let's say I play a game every day, right? I spend money on it. Every day I play it. And let's say I don't play it for a week. Like, because I'll stick to the game, right? Now, let's say they ban me or the game goes down for a week or whatever. I'll play it for a week. You know what happens? I actually forget the game and I don't care to play it anymore. Once it's pushed out for a certain amount of time, my brain just forgets about it and doesn't care to play it anymore. Like, because I've already learned that I don't need said game to keep me happy, right? And it sounds crazy because it probably is, but if they're going to terminate people accidentally, like, how do you okay, listen, I know a lot of people that probably listen to me or play Pogo or play any game for that matter, haven't played a lot of games. Maybe you're just busy because you know what? If you're busy with life, it makes sense you play one game. But let's say this is the only game you played, right? So you wouldn't know how other games handle their business, right? Dude, there's non-licensed Dragon Ball games that do more for the game than Niantic does for Pogo. I'm dead serious, bro. Like, y'all don't understand. I'm talking non-licensed Dragon Ball games, as in, instead of calling Bardock, they call him Burdock. Like, they mess with that name for some reason. They can't use that name. But they will have these games that are not licensed and have been around for 30 years, seems like, and they will do more to update the game, add characters. They go down for maintenance for a couple hours every Thursday. Not saying Pogo can do that, but you know what I'm saying. And they add things, something goes wrong, they fix it. Rank stats don't show. They send out a mass email and tell everybody, hey, man. But do you notice how a lot of times it's not even Niantic that's telling you what's going on? They'll have their little soldiers, the YouTubers tell you. It's like they will just say one time, hey, yeah, we messed up. We didn't turn the shiny on. But then they have the YouTubers, not saying they force them to do it, but the YouTubers then jump on it like, I was going to say something sexual there, but it's YouTube. I can't do that. But they were going to jump on it like wet. Yeah. All right. But okay. You have these YouTubers that then jump on it and say, oh my God, Look what's happened. There was a response on X and blah blah blah. And like it's funny because then you have these YouTubers that sit there and badmouth the game, talk about how trash it is, but then blow it the next week. So it's like, yo, look, man, I don't know what to call this video, what to say about this video, but what I am going to say is, and you could yell at me all you want in the comments because you know what? I don't care. If you hate what I'm saying, that's your business. I don't care. But what I'm going to say is, the game doesn't try. The people don't try to fix the game, right? To make it run better, to make the events not boring things. The whole game is a cash grab now. If you looked at how much you spent on stuff during, like, okay, because people are gonna be like, oh, I'm free to play. Cool. I said this earlier. I'll say it again for the people in the back. Cool. Good for you. I'm proud of you. But you're just a small percentage of the people. There's people out there spending serious money, right? If you're gonna spend serious money on something, it's gotta work, man. Like, it's gotta do better. Like, there's no reason why they can't fix things. Like, it doesn't make sense why things are still not working the way it is. The way it is, the way how it's supposed to be. They could make it easier for people to do things in the game. Like the whole Kyurem thing. It's like, do you remember when Gigantamax Snorlax first came out and the catching was messed up? No one could get an excellent throw to save their life. People were losing Snorlaxes, whatever. And it's like, and then you have mass termination that they have no idea why. So they just randomly start having mass termination. Like, how? Like, I know this game's all over the world. I know it's a 24-hour game. I know that. I also believe that they could have had raids last 24 hours. They could fix the gym meta. A lot of things that they could do, but they don't do any of it. So why would you continuously still play money in this game? Is it because of nostalgia? Because, like, why? That's a good question. I'd love for anyone listening to this to comment down below why. Like, what's the point? Like, we're talking, dude, y'all don't understand. There's people out there spending thousands on this game. This game is not broke. It's not making money. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about the whole IP. We're talking about the game itself, Pokémon GO, Niantic Scopely Productions, right? We're talking about that. We're not talking about, the main games. We're not talking about the TCG. We're not talking about any of that other stuff. We're not talking about merch. We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about just the game itself. The game makes money, right? People will argue with me, well, it's not making as much as it used to. Well, damn, bro, 10 years of a game, it's not going to be the same as it was when it first came out. Like, goddamn, like, hello? It dies down after a while, but there's still a strong fan base that are still playing it and are still paying serious money into this. If you sat down and kept track of the money you spent in a year on this game, you might be surprised. Because I'm telling you, dude, I'm not putting any money in this game, and I'm putting money to other things, and I'm sitting on serious monkey dough right now. Like, I'm just like, bro, hold on. Hold on. Like, bro, like, dude, maybe I should have got out of this a long time ago. And I mean, like, whatever. People want to be mad. They're going to be like, you're talking about Pokémon GO again. And I know I said I wasn't going to do another video on this, but I want to talk about it because I cannot understand how, if you sat down, and besides the money, rewatch what was going on. Like, keep track of everything that happens. Like, it's January now. Keep track of all the good things happening in Pogo and all the bad things that happen in Pogo for the whole of 2026. And at the end of the year, compare. What was it worth it? Because I'll be honest with you, I remember a lot of the stuff, and I don't remember I don't remember that much good stuff. It's mostly bad. And why did I keep playing it? Community. Because you got to hang with your homies and you got to do stuff and you got to have fun. And it's like that whole RNG thing, like opening a loot box. You beat a raid and then you check and you're like, oh, Hope it's a hundo. Ah, oh, but it's shiny. Yay! It's like you lose your pants, bro. Like, you sweet chin music the person next to you because you got a shiny. But it's like, what's the point? Like, besides that, is the game really worth your time and your money? And remember this too. Your time is never coming back. Like, the time you spent is gone. And that goes for me too. All the work I put into it, anyone that gets terminated, like, what if you are a huge high roller and you get terminated and you don't get your account back for 2-3 weeks? Do you really want to play after that? You spent all this money and you feel like you should be treated better and you weren't treated good at all. Wouldn't you feel that maybe you should move on? Because damn, when they terminated me, I was a little bit upset. But man, I'm so happy they did. Anyways, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to comment and let me know your thing. Wow, I should have got off. See, that's my alarm. It's telling me to get off. Yeah, like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and also comment. Let me know what you think of the bugs, what happened with Kyurem, and what you think about, spending money on the game, just whatever, man. Speak up. I like to read these comments because it's good for the algorithm, and the algorithm, I don't know what I just said. It's good for the algorithm. And I really enjoy getting people's scenarios, like stuff that goes on where they are. And if your community is strong, I'm happy for you. All right. Toodles.